They created materials stronger than modern steel, developed technologies we can't reproduce, built machines whose mechanics we still don't understand. These weren't myths. These were real inventions, documented, witnessed, and then lost. The formulas vanished. The techniques died with their creators. And despite all our advanced laboratories, despite all our modern tools, we still can't figure out how they did it. These are 10 lost inventions modern science can't replicate. Damascus Steel produced blades that could slice through rifle barrels without dulling. Forged between 1100 and 1700 CE, these swords contained carbon nanotubes embedded in their crystalline structure, nanotubes that modern science didn't even recognize until centuries later. They combined a flexibility and hardness that metallurgy still says shouldn't coexist. The process required ore from now depleted mines, and forging steps that were never written down. They were passed from master to apprentice, and then lost entirely. Modern blacksmiths can copy the pattern, but metallurgical analysis proves the internal structure is wrong. The true molecular arrangement, the real Damascus steel, remains a mystery. Roman concrete structures have stood for nearly 2,000 years, while modern concrete fails within decades. The Pantheon's dome, cast in 125 CE, remains the world's largest unreinforced concrete dome, and Roman maritime concrete doesn't weaken in seawater. It actually gets stronger. Volcanic ash reacts with salt water to create interlocking crystals that reinforce the material over time. We know the ingredients, but knowing isn't replicating. The precise ratios, the mixing methods, the curing techniques, they produced results we can measure, but still cannot duplicate. Greek fire burned, even on water. The Byzantine Empire deployed it through pressurized siphons that acted as medieval flamethrowers. It stuck to ships, devoured wood, and couldn't be extinguished. Not with sand, not with water, not with anything. The formula was so tightly guarded that it was known only to the emperor and the inventor's family. When that bloodline ended, the knowledge died. We know it contained petroleum, quicklime, sulfur, but the exact proportions, additives, and preparation remain unknown. Despite centuries of attempts, Greek fire has never been recreated. Inca stonework achieved joints so perfect, you can't slide a razor blade between blocks weighing over 100 tons. No mortar, no iron tools, no wheels. Each stone is a multi-angled polygon, shaped individually to lock into its neighbors with astonishing precision. The Inca carved andesite and granite, some of the hardest stones on Earth, with tolerances measured in fractions of millimeters. Modern engineers with laser measurement systems and diamond-coated tools still cannot replicate the technique at scale, and after centuries of earthquakes, the stones haven't shifted. Viking sunstones allowed navigation when the sun was invisible, through clouds, fog, even at twilight. Icelandic spar, a calcite crystal, creates double refraction that reveals the sky's polarization pattern. From that pattern, skilled navigators could pinpoint the sun's location. Modern optical tests prove the principle works. But the Viking method, how they calibrated it, how they interpreted the light, how they converted that into navigation across open ocean, was never recorded. We have the crystal, but not the technique. The Lycurgus Cup changes color depending on the direction of light. Green when front lit, red when backlit. This 4th century Roman glass contains gold and silver nanoparticles precisely 50 nanometers in diameter, engineered with an accuracy modern labs didn't achieve until the 1990s. This is nanotechnology in the ancient world. We now understand the optical effect, but how Romans achieved such consistent nanoparticle distribution without modern tools remains unclear. We can imitate it, but not recreate their original process. Han Dynasty records describe bronze concave mirrors that could ignite objects at extraordinary distances. Modern reconstructions fail. Traditional casting techniques can't achieve the required surface precision. Any microscopic imperfection scatters the light, destroying the effect. These mirrors required perfect parabolic curvature and flawless polishing, techniques advanced enough that even modern metallurgists struggle to reproduce them with ancient tools. The alloy formula, the polishing method, the true manufacturing process, all lost. India's iron pillar in Delhi has stood for more than 1,600 years without rusting. 7 meters tall, 6 tons, forged as a single piece of iron with a purity level ancient furnaces should not have been capable of producing. The pillar forms a protective layer of misa wheat, a compound created by its unique composition, reacting with Delhi's environment. But even with that knowledge, we cannot replicate the forging process that produced such pure, large-scale wrought iron. It should not exist. And yet, it does. The Maya invented vulcanized rubber 3,000 years before Charles Goodyear. They mixed latex from rubber trees with the juice of morning glory vines, producing a material used for balls, sandals, adhesives, and waterproofing. Their rubber didn't just bounce, it stayed flexible for centuries. Chemical analysis reveals a sulfur-based curing process, essentially identical to modern vulcanization, but the exact plant preparation and processing techniques remain unknown. Their method was industrial chemistry, created entirely from botanical knowledge. Zhang Heng's seismoscope, built in 132 CE, detected earthquakes hundreds of miles away. A bronze vessel with 8 dragon heads, each holding a ball. When seismic waves arrived, the ball from the dragon facing the quake's direction dropped into the toad below, indicating both the occurrence and the direction. It successfully detected an earthquake 400 miles away, one that people in the capital didn't even feel. Modern reconstructions function, but none match the original's sensitivity, accuracy, or internal mechanism. The true design is still unknown. These inventions existed. We have the artifacts, the records, the physical evidence we can test. What we don't have are the minds that made them. Their formulas vanished, their methods disappeared, their techniques were lost to time, guarded secrets, or materials that no longer exist. The inventions were real, and the gap in our knowledge is just as real. This is Mythos Archives, and we are just getting started. Subscribe and descend deeper into the forgotten world beneath our own.